deadliest animals, from massive jungle predators. I am breaking down India's top 10 deadliest animals, from massive jungle predators to animals so small you never see them coming. This countdown reveals the creatures responsible for the most human deaths in the country. And by the end of the list, we'll be interacting with animals that kill tens of thousands of people per year. Starting with number 10, the Indian greater one-horned rhino. So look at this guy, now at 5,000 pounds and running up to 30 miles an hour. These guys are number 10 on the list of India's deadliest animal, killing an average of 1 to 3 people per year in human-wildlife conflict. Whoa, they're all fired up. And that's because I went into their territory. And what's so cool is this is their territory. This is a 5-acre paddock that Ventara built for these 2 rescue rhinos that are now—
Imagine being a rhino. You get to just imagine it.
Currently fighting with each other and all revved up because we're in their zone. Look at these guys having a spar right here, having a fight. Beautiful 5,000 pound, 30 mile per hour Indian greater one-horned rhino. Now, they're typically not an aggressive animal, but when conflict happens, these guys stray out of their natural wetlands and into human areas. They get startled and they run right through or into someone, absolutely flattening them with that big facial horn, that body armor, and of course trampling them to death. So that was a very exciting way to start our top 10 countdown of India's deadliest animals. Let's go meet number 9.
Who the hell?
Look
that's a coyote?
Beautiful creature. So coming in at number 9 is the small and shy Indian wolf. This is by far the closest I have ever been. And while they're really close, don't be fooled. They can move at 50 miles per hour, so they could be here.
But that's so
in
fast.
An absolute split second. These relatively shy guys do have an amazing bite force, incredible strength, stamina, and speed like all wolves. Typically, these guys don't really kill much, but recently, in the plains area of India where they live, there's been an uptick in attacks, accounting for up to 10 human deaths in a 6-month span. So that's why these guys come in at number 9. Just wait until you see number 8. Let's go. Now, we're stepping into the realm of a true apex predator, an animal most people don't even know still exists in India.
You, just you, building your app on base 44.
Coming in at number 8 is this magnificent, massive pawed Asiatic lions. A lot of people don't realize that lions are native to India. Now, sadly, their habitat has been diminished down to nearly nothing, and they only live in one area. Look as I turn my back. They only live in one area of India in a place called Gir. And Ventara is working with the Gujarat Forest Department on conserving that population. And one day in the future, breeding for reintroduction efforts to save this species in the wild. Now, one thing you may notice about Indian Asiatic lions is they look quite different to their African counterparts. Now, look at his mane. It's nothing like the big and bold mane of the African lion. It's much more sleek, and that's because it's more of a forest cat. As beautiful as they are, they do kill and attack people. Now, the attacks usually happen when people are sleeping with their livestock or when these lions actually roam into the city of Gir. Recently, there was a very famous instance where a man was sleeping on a street and a lion came up and sniffed him and didn't even kill him. But they have killed people. In fact, they're responsible for 5 humans.
Out to that one lion, though, you're tough, gang. I don't know your name. We're going to call you Alex. Alex the Lion. Boy, your ass tough, gang.
Human deaths per year. They are an unbelievably cool animal, but they're not really one that needs to be feared. They're one that needs to be respected, and their habitat needs to be conserved. These guys make it in at number 8 on our list, and the kills are about to really jump when we go see number 7. But not every deadly animal hunts people for food. Some attack out of pure survival instinct. And the next animal on the list is one of the most aggressive defenders in the entire world. Coming in at number 7 of India's deadliest animals, this incredible creature right here, the sloth bear. Sloth bears may seem cute and cuddly with their funny, fluffy exterior, but these guys are menacing. Any small bear that has to contend with a tiger to try and protect its baby from predation is going to be an absolute badass. And the sloth bear is the definition of it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. Because these guys will only get up to about 6 feet long and 320 pounds. And India actually has a very interesting history with sloth bears. You can see how food motivated they are, how honey on the ground brings them in with the smell, and people learned this. And a nomadic community called the Kalandar people would go and tame these bears and habituate them So much so that they'd figure out a way to pin them down and use a hot metal poker to drive a hole through their nose and put a ring in their nose and then put them on a chain so that they could make them dance. How do you make a deadly sloth bear dance? Well, you put it over a burning pan, literally a fire with a metal sheet where it would burn so that the bear held by a chain would dance and perform. And so even though people learned how to habituate and somewhat tame these animals, don't be fooled. At 300-ish pounds, running 30 miles an hour with 3-inch claws and
imagine having a damn ring with spikes in your nose and shit and like poking you, bro.
800 PSI bite force, you better believe that these guys absolutely can and do shred people with their immense aggression and their incredible athleticism. Now, sloth bears are indeed one of India's deadliest predators, but not because they're predating on people like some of the man-eaters that we'll meet in this video, but because these guys, during the flower season, will go out into the forest to eat flowers and get nectar, and that's when they have their babies. Along comes an unsuspecting villager out for a walk, picking some flowers, looking for some honey. They run into it. The sloth bear immediately goes into defensive mode to protect its baby, attacks somebody, uses those 3-inch claws to literally rip them to pieces, just like they do when a tiger is trying to eat their baby. And with somewhere between 10 and 20 deaths per year, the sloth bear is no joke, but he's not even close to as mean as our next deadliest.
I want to meet
So
the
far,
deadliest,
every
bro.
animal we've seen can charge you, chase you, or maul you to death. And the next 2 animals on this list will definitely surprise you. But the next killer doesn't need speed, size, or strength. One mistake, and it can be fatal.
All right, so look at this guy right here. Coming in at number 6 on India's deadliest is the one and only deadly Indian animal that Vantara does not actually have. This is the Indian red scorpion right here, known as one of the deadliest scorpions in the entire world. And one sting from this guy can cause severe respiratory and cardiovascular issues, so much so that it's said that between 8 and 40% of stings left untreated result in fatality. Now, most of the deaths that come from these beautiful little scorpions happen to children and elderly people that are not well equipped to handle the potent venom that these guys have in them. But what's interesting is you'd think that stings from a scorpion may occur out in the wild. They're not. They're primarily in areas kind of like this. They'll crawl into somebody's shoe or a bed at night or something like that.
What the
And
fuck?
before you know it, bam, they zap you with this little stinger. And you can see how bright and potent that little stinger is there right by the tip of my finger. And one zap can result in that fatality.
Bro, imagine that shit being in your fucking shoe. What? I know you just fucking throwing your shoe and shit, man. Boy, hell no,
So
boy.
because of that, these guys are responsible for tens of deaths per year, and that is why they end up in the number 6 spot as one of India's deadliest killers. Just wait until you see who comes in at number 5.
And from here on out, every animal on this list kills dozens, if not hundreds, of
I got a
people
crocodile
per
here.
year.
Oh, I don't know about this. Oh God, I don't like this, Michelle. What are you doing to me? Oh God, oh God. Oh, there we go. This is the mugger crocodile, coming in at number 5 of India's most deadly animals. All crocodiles are scary, but these muggers are absolutely unbelievable apex predators of India. They've come from a crocodile farm where crazy decongestion took place because mugger crocodiles were being bred for reintroduction, but sadly it didn't work out, so Vantara stepped in and rescued over 1,000 mugger crocodiles and built them this unbelievable facility here. But
Apparently you can go from 0
Imagine
to a
seeing a
complete site in
crocodile.
just
I
a
ain't never
single
seen no
prompt
gator or
with
nothing
Wix
like that in
Harmony.
real life.
I don't know if this is going to be possible.
Oh, I ain't
But
never
these
seen
guys
one.
are absolutely deadly. Here in India, conflict happens every day. Whether it's somebody going down to the water's edge to get a drink, a fisherman trying to feed his family, or an unsuspecting swimmer, all that it takes is for somebody to get in the range of these unbelievable 16-foot-long, 600-pound crocodilians. And with that 2,500 PSI bite force, one snap is grabbing you, pulling you into the water, death rolling and crunching your bones, just like that crocodile is right over there. And that's why with 30 to 40 confirmed deaths per year, the mugger crocodile comes in at number 5 of India's deadliest predators. Let's go see number 4. Here you go, big guy, ready? Oh!
Mugger crocodiles are terrifying, but are mostly contained to the waterways. If you thought it couldn't get any scarier, the next animal lives right next to
leopard.
people, in cities, villages, and even backyards. And most victims never even see it coming.
Get it. Boom! Look at that. Imagine being a human being walking through the bush at night when all of a sudden a leopard comes out of the bushes like that and launches up and grabs you with their unbelievably powerful claws and teeth. Indian leopards are massively widespread. They occur throughout the entire country and continent and way into other parts of the world. And they're one of the most adaptable cats. In fact, these cats can be seen in downtown cities hunting boars and things like that. But they're a nocturnal, cryptic cat that's an ambush predator. So what does that mean for an unsuspecting victim who happens to be walking through the woods at night? Well, sure enough, a cat comes along that wants to eat a person that's just the same size as the deer that they eat. A leopard will run, launch, and grab them. And it's happened time and time again. In fact, there's a famous instance of a leopard called the man-eater of Rudapraya that killed 120 estimated people. One thing that Ventara does here that's so cool is they take man-eaters and give them a second chance. So an animal like this, who's killed dozens of people, actually gets to live out their days and have enrichment like this instead of being executed like they would anywhere else in the world. But it's only number 4 on our list of man-eaters, so we'll let him enjoy his little snack toy over there, and let's go meet number 3.
The next animal is larger, stronger, and has a history of intentionally hunting for humans. And somehow, it's still not number 1 on our list.
Oh, jeez. So, coming in at number 3, as you can see here, is the tiger. Now, that is an infamous man-eater named Pancham. And every time we come by here, he goes crazy like that. I don't see him. Whoa. Because this tiger is missing his canines, and he became a known man-eater before he was rescued and brought right here to Ventara. India holds more than 70% of the world's wild tiger population left here, and because of that, people and humans come into conflict with them way more than we hope for. And these tigers are solitary ambush predators, usually hunting at night, which is why we're here at dusk. And at 10 feet long, weighing over 500 pounds and having an over 1,000 PSI bite force, hunting for a human is nothing. They become man-eaters, they realize that we're a soft, easy prey, and that's it. That is why tigers account for 50 to 60 human deaths per year, which if you think about that, and you think about the fact that their population is so imperiled in the wild, it's really due to us as human beings encroaching into their world that leads to these crazy attacks. But he is nowhere near as big and potentially as aggressive as our number 2. So we'll say bye to Pancham the man-eater, leave tigers, and go check out our next deadly Indian animal.
They got an elephant?
Here we go. Whoa,
Elephants
another one of India's deadliest animals right here. Look at this guy. He's all fired up. Now, this is a Mustang bull Indian elephant. Now, that red line is right here because if I get too close, he's gonna stick that trunk out and grab me and pull me in and trample me literally to pulp. Now, as you've seen here at Ventara, I have walked in the forest with elephants. I've had these beautiful animals right beside me. These animals will go into something called must. Now, must is a process in which their testosterone will spike 30 to 60 times more than it usually is. And when that testosterone spikes, these animals become violent. That testosterone literally takes over their brain and changes the way they behave. Now, typically, when that happens, what they'll do is they'll chain an elephant up and they'll tie him to a log. But here at Ventara, come and see what happens. They'll have an incredible enclosure like this one right here with no elephant. And every single Mustang bull elephant gets their own big pen like this. And whether they're in must for 3 months or 12 or 13 months, they have their own swimming pool. They have their own high shaded area, their own pile of dirt, their huge giant spaced area. So it's so unbelievably cool to see how you can have these big, beautiful, bullish animals, these male elephants that are so capable of killing people, kept near to each other. Now, as you can see, they're so fired up, and that is why the Indian elephant comes in as the second most deadly animal in India, with between 400 and 500 kills per year. Let's go meet number 1. We have seen 9 of India's craziest, most deadly animals, but now we're going to meet number 1, a group of animals that literally strike fear into people's hearts.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident.
Hell, I don't fuck with no
There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court.
Not this guy though, right, Vishal? This guy loves them. So, what snakes do we have here?
So we have a couple of rescues from today morning. They are spectacled cobras and Russell's viper.
60,000 people per year get killed in India from snakes alone, and these two are at the very top, right?
Yes.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but here at Ventara, you guys not only rescue all of these animals and give them forever homes, but local animals like these two that come off the roads
Yes.
right around here in Jamnagar and in the area.
Yes.
You take them, and I can see they're both soaking.
Right.
So that's a hydration method.
That's a hydration method. Once you open that, you'll see that that guy also has got old injuries.
Okay.
The ribs around the hood are broken.
Let's take a look here. Oh, he's all ready to come. Ready? Look at that. There we go. Beautiful.
You see those dents on the hood?
Yeah.
The
so that's
ribs,
from
the tip
broken
of the ribs are broken.
Now, what
yeah.
could that be from? An old injury? Someone hitting him
Old
with a
injury,
stick? Anything?
yeah.
60,000 bites per year. I mean, that is absolutely ridiculous. Look how confident Vishal is, not me. I'm much more terrified. But the reason that these animals make up nearly 60,000 bites a year is primarily from agriculture, right? People are farming, walking in the fields, walking in the bush at night, and they step on one. These are not aggressive animals, they're defensive animals.
They are defensive animals, yeah. Like, for example, the Russell's viper is an ambush predator, right? So it will sit, it'll hold its ground, it will not move. And people will accidentally step on one.
Right. So look at that. Two magnificent snakes here in India that collectively kill up to 60,000 people a year. And throughout this video, we have named the top 10 deadliest creatures here in the country of India, somewhere that has more human-wildlife conflict than anywhere else on the planet. But here at Ventara, every animal gets a chance.
Going on outside?
Whether it's a cobra with broken ribs, a Russell's viper, know that these animals have a right to be here, and none of them want to hurt people. They end
A lot. I ain't hurting no animals. Ain't one thing I do. I'm not hurting no motherfucking animals. You feel me? But that being said, though, it's your boy.